What's going on, guys? So, I'm here to recap the UCLA basketball season and really just talk about looking ahead. They're not playing postseason. I'm fine with that. I got no issue with rejecting all those dumb CBI or whatever tournaments. I'd rather be on the couch because this team doesn't deserve to play another game, honestly. The NIT, I really don't care that we didn't get into the NIT. There's not really much to brag if your team's in there or not. It's just as bad as being off the couch, so might as well be off. But yes, going more with this basketball season, obviously disappointing. Uh, some pretty much embarrassing how this group of players cannot buy into Ben Howland's system. You can see it's a little bit about control, a little bit of Reeves Nelson just being an idiot. I mean, someone like me who does not get coverage of UCLA basketball daily or inside information, I wouldn't have known that Reeves Nelson did all that stuff off the court. I don't know about everything in that Sports Illustrated article being true, but I know a good portion is. I definitely can believe it, but when he's gotten all those suspensions and he was laughing after the UCLA was losing a bit, it didn't surprise me that he's been the cancer and the reason why this team has sucked. Uh, this team, not many guys can buy into this system. They all have been either stars in high school, but they've all kind of sucked once they gotten to the college level, and it's not acceptable. Now, what happens to Ben Howland, you might say? I say we got to keep him for one more year. I don't, it would be a pretty bad buyout. 3 years of buying out his contract if it happens. If he's fired, it'll happen. Obviously, I'll have another video on that if something happens and he's fired. But, yeah, Howland, I think he should get 1 year with the arena. Hope and see what happens with the recruiting. Kyle Anderson should come in. Not sure about the other recruits, but Howland's got 1 more year of life shelf, in my opinion. I know he could get fired, but he should have 1 more year of chance. Just a lot of incompetence. This group of players is just not the same, like Darren Collison and Josh Shipp and Michael Roll, even. Lorenzo Mata. All those guys may have been average recruits, but they were all mature and they bought into the system. This group of players, it's not the same. Tyler Lamb, Josh Smith, especially being the lazy Josh Smith. And then, of course, Jeremy Anderson in his 4 years. That whole tenure of that '08 class. I mean, this group was supposed to rebuild and be solid again, but they ended up just rebuilding instead of reloading. That 2010 season, just a disaster. I think we had a losing record that year. A lot of talent, but these guys just don't know which direction they're headed. It's unfortunate. But what happens here? Just got to get better. Got to develop players. Got to work with the discipline. You got to learn from your mistakes. Got to learn from what you do with Reeves Nelson. Just got to get guys who are mature and can buy into the system, rather than go for the high-profile stars. I mean, I don't even know how excited I can be with basketball recruitings now, or just recruits in general. The fact that Ben Howland and Rick Neuheisel put up quality recruits, yet it's not performing anything on the field or on the court. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. In other news, though, Dan Guerrero. A quick thing I got to address. Dan Guerrero, I don't know what to say. This guy has been incompetent since taking over. Sometimes it makes me wonder why he even fired Bob Toledo when he's the one who had pretty much the grip hold on the program. I know we had a bad year, and I understand why we did it, but it's coming back to haunt us and bite us just because of who he's hired after that. Durrell obviously was average. Neuheisel. The logic of Guerrero has been so bad. Could not get in a good coach, and he could not persuade anyone. He's got to go with these people connected to the program or someone who wants it. Now, I'm not going to throw Jim Mora under the bus. I'm not going to throw Durrell or Neuheisel under the bus, but Guerrero's hires have been questionable in the first place. Not really a whole lot to be excited about exactly within the future. You just kind of wish he was gone. I mean, as long as he's there, basketball and football, I don't know how relevant it's going to be, honestly. Howland, it was a good hire initially, and it's nice that he got guys in the system, but it really feels he's lost his touch ever since Darren Collison, Alfred Aboya, and Josh Shipp, that trio, graduated. Ever since they graduated, this team has been irrelevant. It's hard to watch this group of players, and your fans are getting punished. Now, I will admit I've heard UCLA fans can be fair weather, and I've heard the attendance has gone down a bit down there, but I don't live in LA. I don't have all the good insight that most of you who do watch me probably do. But the culture's got to change, and it's got to change with Dan Guerrero. I'm kind of disgusted, I'm annoyed. You know, the program, both big programs are in shambles. You know, the other sports are all right, but he hasn't focused anything in football. It's pretty obvious in his tenure that football's been irrelevant, and we're going to really need some help in that. It's a bad. This is really a once proud historic football program. I know people aren't going to see it that way, but the 80s, 90s, and before were very good. This current era, it's just a joke. It's really hard to watch this team and to be a fan, but we're losing. This generation is in danger of losing football fans by the second. So let me know what you guys think with UCLA, because this is a rough, rough time. Basketball's got to regroup. They just really need to focus and buy in the Ben Howland system. That's about how I see it. The dead weight's got to go. Josh Smith has got to get some work ethic. That's about all there is to it. See you guys later, and go Bruins. And if he's fired, Howland is, or Guerrero is, I'll make a video. But hopefully Howland is not fired and Guerrero does go. We'll see what happens then. We'll see you guys later.